Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am truly excited to bring this review to you today because we are taking a look at from Transformers Cyberverse. Yes, Cyberverse. In fact, it's the Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures. So we're going back a bit. This is the Scout Class Hive Swarm Bumblebee. Now, for those of you who maybe aren't that into the Scout Class figures and aren't into the Cyberverse line or weren't at the time, allow me to explain why I'm so excited to bring this figure to you. Hive Swarm Bumblebee was like a late wave release. I think it's actually when Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures were switching over to Dinobots Unite. And for whatever reason, this figure was released, but stores weren't ordering the wave. I might have been the only new figure in the Scout class at the time. It never showed up at retail. It never popped up online for order or pre-order. I think actually there was an Amazon order that got canceled. So for the longest time, this figure was incredibly hard to find. Um, it's repaint, a shadow Hive Swarm Bumblebee, which is basically this figure in gunmetal gray and a little bit of black. That was only slightly easier to find as it showed up in like Burlington Coat Factories, Ollie's, and other discount chains. Again, that one really never even showed up at retail, although I do think it was able to be ordered online. This figure was very elusive. I do remember hearing of at least one instance that it showed up at a Burlington Coat Factory. So again, a very rare, very hard to find figure. There was a Target sale this past weekend, and sure enough, this figure was available. And it was listed as Bumble Scout Class Hive Swarm Bumblebee with the right images. Because sometimes they'll just throw up any image to try and sell the figure. So I took a chance, and I got to admit, I'm glad it paid off because I'm very happy to have this figure finally and help finish off my Cyberverse collection. At least from the Scout figures. I've always liked them. I thought they were fun and enjoyable. Great desk toys. I know a lot of collectors didn't, but here we are. And sure enough, this version of Bumblebee actually is fairly articulated. The arms can move up and down. They are fixed. There's no elbow joints. They're fixed in place. And the legs can move forward and back. No outside. Oh, we actually can get a little lateral movement. It's on a ball joint. Look at that. But the feet are fixed into place. But you do have a little forward and back swivel, but that's for transformation. And let's get into the transformation. So the first thing you want to do is peg the legs together and then flip the feet up so they snap into place underneath. What you're then going to do is flip the legs up at the waist. You'll feel a little bit of like a friction push. I think that's part of the transformation. At this point, go ahead and bring the arms forward, just like so. And then bring this back panel up and around so it's sitting flush and you have a little rolling Bumblebee. But as we all know, that's not all to the figure. There is a play gimmick, and this is the Hive Swarm. I'm sure you can see under the arms there's some blast effects. So just by pressing down on Bumblebee's head, and let me do this a certain way so that my arm doesn't get in the way, the blast effects, the Hive Swarm springs forward, and you can roll this around. And what's nice is there's a little plunger here in the back, and let me show you. Oh, what is that? Oh, there you go. It'll just, you can just press it and it'll spring in and out. Now, to make life a little bit easier to reset, you pull the torso of Bumblebee up and then push this button in, and that'll reset the gimmick so you can do it again. This is fun, and let's be honest, Cyberverse was doing blast effects before Siege, so there is that. Let's see if we can actually keep this out while the gimmick out while we transform it back. So pull that torso up, swing this back section down, bring the legs down, and yep, you can. Flip the feet forward, separate the legs, and boom. So you've got like a little, oh, you know what? If you transform it like that, oh, because I had the torso up. Oh, there we go. But see, because the torso has to be up for robot mode, you can't like play with it, but you can keep the blast effects out. So it is kind of cool. Do think this is a fun figure, and I really am glad to get it. Amazon did actually recently put orders up for it, but there was no estimated delivery time, so I don't know how quickly they were going to get it, but I got this from target.com, and I'm pretty sure it's available now. So there is that. So yeah, definitely give it a shot. I'm just adjusting some of the coloring here. They're trying to. It's just, this is coming out a little more orange than it actually is. But yeah, it's a fun figure. Makes for a great desk toy. So definitely it's worth the pickup. That's about it for the review. So if you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It does help with the algorithms and getting my videos out there. But other than that, this is your old pal Chuck for Hive Swarm Bumblebee. We will see you next time.